together at the Durban University of Technology for the Durban Break the Silence annual silent protest march by the DUT in partnership with AIDS Healthcare Foundation. With the sealing of their mouths, they embark on a silent journey from Steve Biko campus to Durban City Hall. Through the banners who speak words of anguish, frustration, sadness, and pain, they tirelessly head to their destination. Upon arrival, protesters demonstrate a die-in scene in remembrance of those who fell victim to gender-based violence. Larissa Klazinga said the turnout of students participants this year makes her extremely happy because it bears witness to the zero tolerance levels towards gender-based violence by the youth.
We're fighting a war in this country against women. I'm not really sure why that is, but we have deputy ministers beating people in public. We have the head of the ANC Women's League defending that person in public. We have people being set on fire and then questions being asked about what they have done to deserve being set on fire. We have violent lyrics in music. We have violence glorified on TV. We have somebody who beats their partner being held up as an excellent parent on the front cover of a magazine recently. I think we have an excellent Sexual Offences Act. I think it guarantees people the right to access to post-exposure prophylaxis. But the majority of people don't know what PEP is because there's no communication strategy around it. The majority of people don't know that they have a right to go to a hospital after they've been raped and ask for medication, antiretroviral medication, that will stop them from becoming HIV positive. You don't have to report to the police. You can go straight to the hospital and get the medication. Ideally report to the police, but what we hear time and time again is when people report to the police, they get said, bane, you can't be raped. People were trying to fix you. They say, you were drunk when you were raped, so you must have wanted it. They say, he is your partner, you must have wanted it. They say, you are a lesbian, you deserve what you get. And so when you are denied justice by a system that hasn't trained their own people properly, it's very, very difficult for people to have faith in that system. We're also hoping that people know their rights. Nobody has the right to touch you unless you give enthusiastic consent. Nobody has the right to call you out when you're walking down the street and go, hello, nice, and make you feel unsafe in a taxi. Nobody has the right to make you feel unsafe in your home. Nobody has the right to deny you access to post-exposure prophylaxis if you have been the victim of a crime. I hope people understand that.
Vismas for activist, member of the EFF Bonginkosi Education Kanyile, EFF Student Command Provincial Chair Kazuzu Nduli, and friends tape their mouths and say enough is enough.
Education Bonkosi, I see Kazuzu, I see the team of the EFF representatives in the DUT. What are you guys saying? By a show of hands, I can see you cannot speak. If you're pro-violence, take your hand down. If you are anti-violence, take your hand up.
Growing up, I grew up in a township of Umlazi. When some other days, some thugs came through and they wanted to rape my mother in front of us as a family. Fortunately or unfortunately, my grandmother volunteered to be raped instead of my mother. So we had to, as a family, look at that scenario. So when we come and say in front of, and say here that not in our name, women must not be abused, must not be raped, must not be assaulted in our names, we are saying it with a particular conviction because we've been part of the circumstances. So that is why we've joined a march sincerely and honestly and with a conviction which is necessary.
Cassia Kulu, CWTV, Durban.